Hey, I'm Nicholas Prom,
I'm Chase.
And I'm Dylan.
and you're watching Posers Must
Posers must
Die.
die.
Hi.
Yeah. Hey guys, what a week of not attending any shows we've had because they're
Womp
just,
womp.
we just couldn't or there wasn't, so that's a thing. We had a vacuum of show attending. Um, attending, that's our new, no, I'm not going to use that. But, yes, we're good. Yes, okay, cool. Hey, we got an album review that's been out for 6 months, but it's one of the most talked about records in the underground this year. Came out in June, and we're finally getting around to it. Um, Interceptor's debut LP, Tales of Mayhem. And if you've heard this band and you are familiar with classic heavy metal, you might notice that this sounds an awful lot like a certain band that we all love. Oh, they are they are like a they are like a pitch perfect like homage to Venom. I mean, it's I have joked this is the best Venom album since the 80s. Um uh this is really a fun record. What do you guys think of this?
Not entirely sure how many ways we could say, dude, this sounds like Venom and it's fucking awesome. Uh, but it sounds like Venom and it's fucking awesome. It is what it is. It's a black
Right.
metal homage to the fucking 80s and it rules.
Yeah,
The
thank
black
you.
heavy metal.
Yeah. Dylan, what do you
Yeah, I
got?
really enjoyed this. I thought it had a very interesting, like, lo-fi sort of sound. I think they may have used older equipment to record on
They may
to
have.
give it that sort of sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it
I
sounds just like an old Venom record,
Yeah,
shitty,
yeah. It was a very cool touch that they do that.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean, some highlights for me were the opener. The opener was awesome. Tales of
yeah,
Mayhem.
yeah.
Was that was the opener, right?
I don't have the track
Okay.
list in front of me, so to my
Violent
archives,
Metal,
Yuli. Violent Metal that was on there, yeah. That's pretty deep in
Hatred.
the record. I'm pulling up the track list now. But you guys talk.
I think Tales of Mayhem was the opener. I maybe I'm. Uh,
Inter-
Into the Hellmouth and 50 megatons were mine. It stuck out.
oh yeah, that's
Two
great.
leading.
Uh, Witch's Dance is really good. The opener is the song Interceptor, but
oh, okay.
but
Mm.
and then there's Tales of Mayhem. But yeah, this is really cool. Yes, it sounds exactly like Venom. Exactly. And I have definitely seen some people, bitching about it, like, oh, where, it's not original. Oh, they're just copying Venom. They're ripping off Venom. It's like, listen, I don't care. If you like Venom, why are you complaining about more of what you like,
Yeah. No, that's a
right?
good point.
And I would much rather the scene be, occupied by a proliferation of copycat bands like Interceptor and Morning High that are fun than all these like breakdown bro trash bands that are zero fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, fuck off to the haters. I love this. This is like this is my classic dirty speed metal sound that I love, and give it to me. Just. So we love you, Interceptor. Keep intercepting, uh, and fuck yeah. Um, no, this album rules, and I've been enjoying it since it came out. Now we've kind of got the format of the show dialed in. We won't be waiting 6 months to review like major, buzzworthy albums in the scene. But yeah, this is awesome. I mean, these guys are from I think the East Coast the United States, and
I think one of the Virginians.
I think that's right. Yeah, but no, really good. Um, uh, you guys got any more juice on this record, or do we just love it?
I mean, that was. I mean, no, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think at one point in time I heard a Five Nights at Freddy's soundtrack, a soundbite, like a really weird scream that sounded like it was played backwards. And my son popped his head out of the room like, "Dad, what you doing?" I'm like, no, I'm not playing that.
No, none of that.
So I have no idea what Five Nights at Freddy's is.
Video game.
Okay.
Cool. You don't need to know about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best
Yeah, I
you
don't know. Okay. But yeah, okay. But holy crap! I mean, I did notice a song that wholesale lifted the main riff from Welcome to Hell, but I also don't care. Uh, this rules. It's super fun, just like heavy metal's supposed to be. Just dumb fun.
Yes.
Give me fun, and this is it. So I'm into it. Um,
Couldn't
yeah,
say it better.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, Interceptor rules. My Interceptor shirt will be coming in the mail. Uh, they have been running a end of the year sale on their Bandcamp. You can get like their new 7-inch plus a shirt for like $20. Take that deal. Plus shipping, whatever, something like that. But yeah, go grab that. Um, but no, I really like this, and it's like, oh, there's an American Venom. Cool. I have more of a. There's probably more chance of me getting to see Interceptor than seeing Venom. Uh, and they are
Well,
going to
sure.
be in 2025. They've been doing like dates here and there, but they're actually doing a real U.S. tour in 2025. Unfortunately, not hitting Oregon, but hopefully the following tour. I mean, this band is on the rise and they're growing, and I wish them all the luck and the success. I want to give credit where credit's due. Aaron, the metal theologian, who has one of the best metal channels on YouTube, he's the reason I even know about this band. So and that guy rules. Watch that show. It's good stuff. But yeah, this is great. We all liked it.
Yeah.
Horns up. Cool. Oh, that's a good sound effect. I like that.
Like,
Yeah. So cool. Why don't we move on to Chase's classic album?
alrighty. This week, I have Metallica's Ride the Lightning,
You know, I
released on Megaforce Records, July 27, 1984.
yeah. I think I've heard of this group. I'm not sure. They're a little obscure. Uh, no, of course, Metallica's sophomore offering, and it's. I mean, this album's a gimme. It's great. It's one of the seminal albums in not only in the thrash metal genre, but heavy metal as a whole. And it's wonderful. It's maybe their most just straight ahead raging thrash metal record, but also pushing the boundaries of like no, let's get melodic. Let's go in other places. It opens with a melodic intro. It closes with this big epic instrumental. They have this kind of like Fade to Black is a song that people bitched about when this came out, and it's like, oh, just wait, guys. But no, but I love the musicality of this record, and it's not just about going blazing fast. Although there's some really blazing fast stuff. I love the Fight Fire with Fire and Trapped Under Ice and stuff like that. Alongside, of course, the epics Creeping Death and For Whom the Bell Tolls. This album just rules, man. And it's I've been re-listening to this over the weekend. I hadn't really listened to Metallica like regularly and seriously since my teens, and I'm like I am planning a revisit of like the big four discographies in 2025. But yeah, it's great. I mean, what can I really say about Ride the Lightning that hasn't been said? It's just a great record.
See, that's essentially why I chose this one as just a Christmas gift for us. Just we all know this album. We all love this album. There's a million things we could say about it. They weren't been said, so we could say, whatever. Like, oh, hey, this is actually the first album I had a disagreement with my dad over musically.
Oh,
My dad
really?
my dad was the type of guy who was like, oh, Black Album, Load, Reload. These are the ones you want to stay with. Don't go back. If you go too far back, when I quoted him, I remember they don't do that stupid noise stuff is what he called it. I'm like, oh, I believed him for a little while, and then I one of my friends played Creeping Death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it got me.
yeah, as it does. It's great. Um,
And I had to go back and just argue with him. I'm like, no, Dad, that crap that you hate is actually really fucking cool.
yeah, I is that wah wah? What is that he's complaining about? And it's like,
Really wah.
well, and
To
like,
borrow
wait a second, they get more wah wah-y as they go on, so that can't be it. I don't know what it is. I'm not
I
sure.
think what he meant was the solos and like the fast like thrashiness of it or something. Like it's more thrash. That was your problem. He just yeah, it was just one of those headbutting moments I had with my dad that like over time
Yeah.
he actually started to see things my way. And like,
Right.
actually, this is pretty.
Yeah.
I cut it off way too soon. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. But also, your dad, his musical taste developed in a time before thrash metal.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And like we were at the Maiden and Priest shows this fall, right? And I talked to an older metalhead who had seen a lot of the arena level metal in the 80s, right? And he asked about my Exodus back patch. He's like, I don't know Exodus. I said, well, do you like thrash metal? And he said no. And I said, well, then I think they're not for you. So there is a a part of especially the earlier or older guard of heavy metal fandom that never embraced thrash, and so I understand it. It's funny I was introduced to Metallica with the Black Album era stuff, so I never hated that. That was kind of like some of my earliest heavy metal exposure, right? And working my way back was such a treat, or I think I went from Black Album to Kill 'Em All and then kind of worked forward. I can't remember, but yeah, it was like, oh man, that was just like, oh man, this is even better. Like this kicks even more ass. So it's kind of funny how that all shakes out. But this rules. Dylan, you've been kind of quiet here, man. What do you got?
I just don't want to interrupt you guys.
You're so polite.
This is a fucking certified classic. Probably my favorite Metallica album, if I'm going to be honest.
Sure.
I'll take this over Kill 'Em All any day. I love them both, but I'll take this over that.
Sure.
I fucking love every song on here. I think the weakest song on here for me would be the ending, Call of Cthulhu, but it's still like an 8 out of 10 for me. Like,
sure.
When it starts to play, I'm like, oh yeah, it's this song. But if I do like actually go and listen to it like again, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this is actually good. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me.
Yeah.
But I think the most underrated song on here would be Trapped Under Ice, which is my favorite song on here.
Man, that rules. I've always loved it.
I fucking love Trapped Under. That's such a ripping tune, man. Like,
totally.
It just starts. It just fucking starts.
Yeah.
And I love songs like that.
Yeah. No, that song rips totally. So I totally get what you're talking about. Totally raging. It's funny. I think Call of Cthulhu might be my favorite of Metallica's instrumental songs. We'll see how I feel after I do my Big Four revisit, and I'll maybe reevaluate that thing. But like, I don't have strong memories or feelings about like Orion, for example, which a lot of people like sweat really hard,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Hey, it's Ride the Lightning. It fucking rules.
And if you didn't know that, now you do.
Yes. The more you know.
One funny little story.
Oh.
One time, me and my dad were working on a project on the house. We're building a deck or something, and I put on this album like on a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
And it starts, Fight Fire with Fire starts.
Yeah.
And you got that, shit in the beginning. And my dad's like, what's this Queen Victoria shit you're playing? And then like right when he says that, it cuts to the heavy metal part.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, okay.
Yeah. See, that's funny. But that's sort of the mentality of like, there are a lot of metalheads who are like, oh, melody, no. Forget it. It must be crunch, 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 chug, chug, chug the whole time. Like, the last time I saw King Diamond, I went with Sergio and Sebastian Silva from Unto Others. We went up to and saw the last Rockstar Energy Mayhem tour show. We went because Slayer and King Diamond were the headliners, and we saw this trailer trash bro like complain like when King Diamond was playing like, man, fuck this lullaby shit, because it's like, oh, you mean having melody? like wow, and like angrily stomping off and leaving the area, anxiously awaiting Slayer to come on. It's like,
Good.
wow, what a pile of trash. But like, I'm sure he was loving all the like, Slipknot rip off bands that were on that tour, at that show that we were like that us real metalheads were like waiting, patiently to be done so we could see King Diamond and Slayer. But yeah, it was still a fun time. It was a good day. It was really a good time. But
Cool.
But yeah, it's a little anecdote. I've been keeping that in the pocket. I'm glad I could dust that one off. But yes, Ride the Lightning. Good.
Fantastic choice.
Yes. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, moving right along, let's go to talk about Dylan's Demolition.
Yeah, this week I have chosen Slaughterlord's demo. What? Taste of Blood. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
This is from 1986. This band is from Australia.
Yeah.
And I mean, this shit rocks. I have some things to say, but I'm wondering what you guys thought of it.
Yeah.
Steve Hughes is in this.
Oh, Steve Hughes, the comedian. Yeah. So I forgot about that until just now. So Steve Hughes.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
He's a stand-up comedian. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
But one of the like, there's not a whole, Australian rock in the 80s, very big. A lot of bands, Midnight Oil and Men at Work and Dexys Midnight Runners and lots of other groups. There was a whole explosion of Oz rock, okay, but not a ton of heavy metal. There were some, like these guys and Mortal Sin, who were both great, but Slaughtered Lord never made an album. They only had like a few demos, so they're a very occult band, but great stuff. Really ripping, just kind of a death thrash sound, which is a very sweet spot I think we all enjoy. No, this kicks ass. That's about all I got.
Raw.
Raw.
In a word, this demo was raw, but like raw in that like doing it for no raw, just fucking like it's a example of like, yeah, we don't have a lot to work with, but we're gonna do it anyway, and it just working out. In terms of like instruments and equipment and whatnot, you could tell it wasn't done on like a Fisher Price, but it's fucking close.
Yeah, it's modest means. We'll say that modest means.
Yeah.
They probably got better. Like last week we were talking about the Brazilians a bit, and like probably a little bit like a step or two above that, but still pretty primitive. But the song
hit a sweet spot. It still sounded great. The instrumentation was still
Yeah. Well, it's like if the songs are good, it doesn't. There's a certain level of like you could be dog shit production wise, and if the songs are good enough, that comes through. And I think it does here. But yeah, Slaughtered Lord is bitching, man.
Yeah, I so wish they had made a full album. That shit would be legendary if they did.
I mean, but there is a compilation of their demos that's kind of been put out, so it's like, that's something, and you can enjoy it like an album. And yeah, Slaughtered Lord is cool, but it's like, Slaughtered Lord never posed out, did they? They never made an album, but they never like, like made a few good records and then like kind of wimped out or anything. They're just, what? They're perfect. And sometimes it's better to speculate on what could have been than like, oh man, I can't believe they did that. So I like, to like a band like Slaughtered Lord that never really made an album. I like to have some of that in my diet. And yeah, no, this is terrific, man. Excellent choice.
Yeah. Well, one thing I wanted to say while I was listening to this is I was thinking, it's extremely shreddy with some short, tasty riffs that I kind of wish were played out a bit longer.
Sure.
So some of the riffs in here were just like just a few seconds, but they could have been way longer. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of like sometimes you don't develop the songwriting to a level, or you realize like, wait a second, this riff we can repeat several times. That's a strong riff, and you can save other ideas that you have for other songs. Like that's something that that a lot of bands don't learn, and even pro bands, sometimes need to get taught that. I mean, that's something that like even Judas Priest didn't learn until like 2 or 3 albums in. It's like no, you could use that riff again,
Yeah.
and save other things for other songs. You can be more a prolific songwriter. It's okay to have, you know, repetition is like it's like in the context of writing, it's just like no, it's I don't have the word I'm looking for, but it's it's like that's a hook, right? You got that, you write a catchy riff and you repeat it a few times in the song. Maybe it comes before the chorus and again after the chorus, or again with the pre-chorus, or right after the lead break, and it's cycles through this thing. You're like, okay, we see the pattern. I hope this isn't just like gobbledygook. I don't know.
No, I kind of get what you're saying.
Okay, yeah. Because I don't know enough music theory, it's hard for me to kind of articulate all of those things well,
Yeah.
But
no, I agree about the repetition thing, but some of the best songs are kind of like a composition. I mean, metal songs is what I mean.
Yeah.
They're like when they change a lot, it keeps it interesting. As much as I'd like I'm a sucker for just a repetitive ass song that just sounds pretty much the same, but I do love like something that changes up a lot and keeps it interesting. And
yeah, like you go listen to a Merciful Fate song, and those songs like go like, oh, it's going at this, and then it just totally goes in a different direction.
Yeah.
And I think that I was just thinking like nobody talks about it, but I think that was a huge influence on Metallica, who we were just talking about. Songs, especially like a song like Fade to Black, where it's like you think this is going to be like a slow, mellow song, and then it never gets fast, but then it goes from like this melodic, like, oh, I'm talking about feelings and stuff, and then it gets heavy, dun 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 dun, and that is, it surprises people, it keeps people guessing, and that's interesting, and I think that gets people to keep coming back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. That's all I got here, man, on this. Are we ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. For Hardcore Hall of Fame. This week I chose Attitudes Adjustments debut album American Paranoia from 1986. This was the San Francisco Bay Area's resident crossover band, and man, this is just great. Just great hardcore.
Yeah.
Really fast, really aggressive, which is just the way we want it. Super pissed, and and it's attacking conservative America, and also has other things to say about just like day to day regular life stuff, and I think that's a nice blend. It can't, not every song needs to be I'm mad at Ronald Reagan. I mean, I know that sounds like blasphemy, but you can talk about other things, and that's okay. No, so it's varied as far as subject matter, but no, I like this a lot. What do you guys think?
Well, we had a song on here about, I'm pretty sure it was shitting on people who drive drunk.
Yeah, and that's an important social issue too. Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciated that it didn't just stay like, I mean, it was crossover hardcore, 90% of the time, but they jump back and forth where it's like you get your suicidal here, tendencies, and you get your Black Flag over here, but then like there's this nice little middle lane where it's just fucking Attitude Adjustment and their shit. I'm not saying they're like covered. I'm saying in terms of like instrumentation, in terms of style and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I liked the title track, American Paranoia. They had that Black Sabbath riff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. Dylan, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I fucking love this, man. So good.
Yeah.
All right.
Very, exactly my kind of shit. I really love the vocals.
Yeah, no, they were really good. Really good.
Just great. And yeah, I loved the opener, Grey World,
Yep.
and the song I mentioned earlier, "Shitting on Drunk Drivers." I think it's Dead Serious. I think that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
It's
that's right.
serious.
Yeah.
Good shit though, and this fucking cover, I love this cover. This art is awesome.
Yeah. I know. And this is a great, like, yes, we are definitely like, dude, this country is fucked up, like, and I like that. I think it's like, so much music is kind of like a panacea, like, oh, like, you know, la la, everything's fine. Aren't we in
Yeah.
love and happy? And it's just like, no, like, look, man, that's cool, but it's also fucking bullshit. Like, there are real problems, and it's let's talk about things that are going on in the world and society, man. And I'm all for that.
Escapism definitely has its place. It's okay to have songs that are about fluffy clouds and
Sure, and again, like how
bullshit
much.
doing.
Yeah, and also how many heavy metal songs are like just male power fantasies, like or like I'm Conan the Barbarian. I'm gonna kill anybody who fucks with me, and I'm gonna bone down, and slay dragons and stuff. That's bullshit too, but it's fun bullshit. You know.
Yeah, at least it's fun. It's
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I love how real this is really what I'm getting at, and like I think that's what
yeah.
that's the beauty of like hardcore, classic hardcore, and thrash metal in general. It's like uh maybe there's a little Dungeons and Dragons shit, but well, with thrash metal, but for the most part, yeah, we're talking about real things that are worth having a concern about, uh, and um, and it's still really kick ass, and yeah, I dig it.
That's that's why I started getting into metal when I was young, because I got so sick of love songs.
Sure.
Like, I,
Well,
not that I don't like. I mean, I love the music my parents raised me on. Like
sure.
the classic rock and roll my dad likes, and
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
soul R&B kind of stuff my mom likes. But it just, you can only take so much of like love songs when you're like a lonely nerdy teenager.
Totally. Totally. And like you'll hear some people like cop that lame thing like, oh, I can't understand what they're saying, blah blah blah. And it's like, is all music is to you someone like with a nice voice singing about how happy they are they're in love, or how sad they are that they aren't in love? What about the playing?
Yeah.
That's secondary to you? Really? None of that matters?
Yeah.
Like, that's such a bullshit attitude. Like, it's yeah.
I can relate, because I can do I don't do the same thing, like, oh, if you got a terrible voice, or I don't understand what you're saying, I'll keep listening. That doesn't turn me off. If you got a shit beat, I turn you off immediately.
Yeah.
You got a hot beat, I can listen to an 8-minute song of a hot beat, dude, even if it's a fucking hot mess. I don't care.
Okay. But yeah. So okay, I think we're all on that page ish.
Oh yeah.
So cool. Yeah. Great record. Attitude Adjustment. Fucking
Great
rules.
record.
Yeah. Wish they were still around. They got back together at some point and then broke up again in 2016. So, but you know what? We still got the albums, and they fucking rule. So, woo. Yeah. I guess it's time to segue into Song of the Week.
Woo.
And I think it's my turn to go first.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I picked Coven from their 1989 album Death Walks Behind You, their sophomore release. I chose Silent Night, Violent Night. And despite the title and despite its place in my metal Christmas playlist, it is not about Christmas at all. It's about summoning Satan and being compelled to commit murders by him. So there's that. But the song rules. This band rules. A Pacific Northwest legendary band. It's kicks ass. Just kicks ass. What do you guys think?
100% agreement. It's Coven. Can't go wrong. It took me about a listen and a half to realize it wasn't a Christmas song.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not catching anything about Christmas in this.
Yeah, because it's not. Because it's not.
Oh, Satan, my bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. But no, it fucking though still.
Yeah. I mean, Satan, Santa. I mean, come on, Yeah.
Big red dude, right?
Yeah. Dylan, what do you think, man?
I am sorry. I just realized I forgot to listen to both of your Song of the Weeks. I'm really fucking sorry. I'm going to go listen to them as soon as we are done, though.
Because
Please
that's
forgive me.
helpful.
Please forgive me.
I will this time.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Let
Fuck.
me let me ask you this, Dylan. Have you listened to this band before?
No.
Oh man.
I mean, we reviewed their album, so you did do at least the one.
When did we review
Uh,
their album?
was that not Coven? I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, we haven't touched them. You haven't done them on a classic album. You haven't picked them yet.
No, and they haven't released anything new, have they?
No, no, they haven't.
Okay, then I'm thinking of somebody else. My bad. Disregard.
Okay.
I mean,
But
I've heard of Coven. I've heard of them. I've heard
well,
this name.
well, start with this song and then
I
go.
will. I will.
Their first.
Dude, please forgive me. Please.
You get to live another hour, but yeah, do check out their first two albums because man, they're great. And this is a legendary band. You will have an opportunity to see them because they play in Portland periodically, and yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, this is a great band. This album in particular is one of my favorite thrash metal albums. Period.
All
Like
right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I would call it the stepchild of Show No Mercy and Bonded by Blood.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
So, or cousin or whatever. I don't know, some relation.
I would not guess that by looking at this cover, so that's interesting.
Yeah, that cover will deceive you. I mean, it's cool, but it kind of belies the contents. But it's a ripping album. It's great. Not a weak track on it. It's a banger. But okay. Well, why don't we talk about Dylan's song of the week? Which I'll let you introduce.
You guys can't tell me you forgot to listen to this.
No, I didn't. I listened to it several times, but I'm well familiar with it anyway. I love
Yes.
Dokken. But
Into the Fire by Dokken.
Yes, from Tooth and Nail, 1984.
Yeah. Great shit. I mean, I personally, and I think a lot of other people, found this song from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, I think. Because this song was in that movie.
Yeah, there's a few songs in that movie, including Dream Warriors, the track.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dokken rules. Like the best of all the hair bands. They are so shreddy and Don's voice is great, and George Lynch, incredible guitar player, one of the greats. But they have like straight ahead speed metal songs, like songs like Lightning Strikes Again and Tooth and Nail from this record. I know I get in the habit of turning your song a week into talking about that album. I'm sorry, Dylan. But no, Into the Fire specifically is a great song.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I love Dokken, especially Dokken albums 2 through 4 are like mwah. So yeah, Dokken rules.
Even my mom likes this song, and she does not like metal.
Well, okay. Yeah, I feel like here's the thing. I feel like Don Dokken's voice definitely has that mom appeal. Just like Bon Jovi. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, though?
Yep.
Because it's soft and it's melodic, but
why the fuck open, dude? Totally, he does. He has that like appealing, like lady screaming voice.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's got to be a science behind that. That's crazy, man.
I don't know. But whatever it is, it's there and it's real. The Dokken effect.
The Dokken.
But yeah, Dokken's great, and this song is cool too.
Real quick, the reason I chose this
Oh!
week,
Please, yeah. Yes.
I told you guys this story. I was at a bar a few days ago with my mom, and
Which sounds like the beginning of a joke.
Yeah, well,
Me and my mom walked into a bar.
Yeah,
Anyway.
me and my mom walked into a bar,
Yeah.
and usually I'm the only guy in there playing metal, and like I'm usually the jukeboxes and bars. They have some shit like Metallica, Dokken, Dio, but nothing like too crazy. So I just I play the old stuff, and I don't mind. This is my favorite kind of shit. So, I was outside having a smoke, and I came in, and I hear Into the Fire playing, and I'm like, who the fuck played this? It wasn't me. Who the fuck played this? Because when the jukebox is just on whatever mode, it's nobody's playing anything. It's playing fucking country music.
Sure.
So I'm like, who played this? Who played? And I'm asking. I'm like just saying it aloud. Who played this? Who played Into the Fire? And one guy he points at this lady that's sitting down the bar, and I've seen her before. I think she's kind of blind. She can see a little bit, but she always has her phone like this, really close, because she can't see too well.
Yeah.
And he's like, that. She played it. And I go over to her, and I'm like, did you play this? And she goes, yeah. And I go, you have awesome taste in music. And she goes, well, thank you. And I think we either fist bumped or shook hands or something.
Sure.
But the rest of the time I was there, like, she played Rainbow in the Dark by Dio, and then I think she played some Quiet Riot, and I was playing some of that same shit. And we were both headbanging. Like, she was down at one end of the bar, and she was headbanging. And my mom kept telling me, I wasn't looking, but my mom kept telling me that she was mouthing all the words to every fucking song that played.
There you go.
That's so cool.
Bless that woman.
Yeah, that's a great story. Just a little anecdote.
Metal knows no bounds.
There you go. Yeah. And it's funny because I love Quiet Riot. And I actually saw the Metal Health lineup of Quiet Riot when they reunited, and I think it was 2003 or 4. And
very cool.
Yeah, I got to be like very close to like Rudy Sarzo and Carlos Cavazo. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. R.I.P. Kevin DeBro and Frankie Benali. Although Frankie Benali was a fucking jerk to the people who run Dante's. He was such an asshole to them. But I'll never forget that. Like, man, what a jerk. But a friend of mine at the time, we got there early because there was another band that we knew locally that were opening, Last Empire, power metal band. But anyway, we showed up and we snuck downstairs and ate Quiet Riot's pizza, which is kind of funny. Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. And then we saw Quiet Riot, and it was so fun.
I ate your pizza.
Yeah, but no, they were great. They were really fun. They sounded awesome, and Kevin DeBro is actually one of my favorite voices. From like being a metalhead in high school. I knew there was like a rule that you weren't supposed to like glam and thrash. You were supposed to like choose a side, but I did not care because look, when you're an adolescent, the subject matter of hair metal is all you can think about. Okay, I'll just say that. And so like it is the easiest sell in the world to a teenage rock fan. So I don't care. I have always liked Quiet Riot, and I probably always will. Anyway, also Dokken Into the Fire rules. So yeah. Chase has been so patient. Why don't we talk about your song of the week, buddy?
It's all good. I was just thinking when I was a kid, laying on the floor looking up at the TV, and Tawny
Katane?
Whitesnake.
The Whitesnake video, yeah. Here I go again. Yeah. I love Whitesnake. Love Whitesnake.
I didn't care about the music. I remember sitting there going like, wow, she's pretty.
She is. R.I.P. Tawny Katane, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, song of the week. I chose a cover of God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen by a band called Hoth. A couple of dudes from the Pacific Northwest up in Washington somewhere.
Oh, really?
And,
okay.
Yeah. And it is Hoth as in the ice planet Hoth from Star Wars.
Really? And oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to talk about the logo, but I actually don't need to. What are you going to say?
I was about to say that very thing. Isn't it funny how it's shaped like a TIE fighter? Which I know is not a coincidence.
Just got that.
Yeah. But, melodic death metal cover of this classic carol. Pretty good. I usually don't go for that. Although, Ronnie James Dio also did a cover of this, and it ruled. R.I.P.
They ruled, really?
R.I.P. RJD. Go listen to that after the show. It's awesome. But it's like To Save Us All from Satan's Power, and you hear that in Dio's voice. It's so good. So good. Yeah. This version was actually very good as well. This is cool. And Dylan didn't listen to it, so no opinion.
No. You got a couple of days to catch up before Christmas, but no, it's a good cover. It's a gallopy, it's nice and blasty. vocals go from low to high during certain points, and you wouldn't call it a breakdown, but you know the part I'm talking about where he switches from low to high.
Yeah.
And it's like everything about the song changes slightly, and it's that's cool. It's a good transition like that. But no, I just cue the Marge meme. I just think it's neat.
There you go. I like that. But yeah, so heavy metal, ain't it cool? But yeah, no, this was fun. I appreciate that. I thought what, and then I listened to it. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Yeah, yeah. You can understand my like, wait, what? Before listening to it.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna dig it or not. I was like, nah, he might.
No, and here's the thing. Whatever your pick is, you know, whatever, I'm gonna listen to it, you know, and give it a chance. I like this. This was fun. But yeah, I guess really all we've got now is to talk about some upcoming shows. Still some cool stuff to wrap up 2024 and lead into 2025. We got first up on the 27th, Friday, Hog, Magenta, and Time Rift will be playing at the world famous Kenton Club. And I may or may not be at this because work is kicking my butt these days. I may need a rest, especially because I'm going to a show the following night. But Hog is great, and Time Rift Arc 2 and Magenta's a band you should check out as well. Yeah, if this is good stuff. If you got the time and the inclination, go to this. But yeah, the following evening, Blistered Earth, the ultimate Metallica experience, will be at Dante's with Atomic Terror and Viral Tyrant in support, and that will be a heavy metal time. I know Dylan and I are gonna go, and that'll be cool. It's funny. This is since I have made my comeback to the scene, I have not been to Dante's. Something's always come up. I've just not been able to make it to stuff out there. So it'll be interesting to be back in that room again. It is a cool space and a cool spot. But yes, so it should be a good time. Fast forward a few days later, New Year's Eve, December 31st, Stainless, Hadean, and Los Angeles' Saber will be playing at the Hawthorne Hideaway for an evening of classic heavy metal or old school heavy metal for only $12 American. How can you go wrong for a New Year's Eve? That's going to be a really good time. I am 1,000% going to be at this show. And I will also be, just a few days later, Friday, January 3rd, first metal show of the year for me. Silver Talon, Saber, again, and our pals in Manthus will be playing at the Shanghai Tunnel. $12 American as the cover, again. And just to remind folks, across these 2 nights, Saber will be playing 2 entirely different sets. So this is an opportunity to get really a unique experience of seeing that band, and especially show them some support because they are visiting from out of town, from LA, and very cool of us to kick off the new heavy metal year with us. So right on, Saber.
I don't know if I can be at this show, but I would really like to be at this show.
Well,
I'm going to try.
Okay, trying is all anyone could ask, right? So
towards doing.
Yeah, and then I just want to remind folks down in Eugene, Oregon, at the Wow Hall, there'll be the Metal for Meals benefit show for hungry folks in need. Bring some canned food, give them some money, and you're going to help out folks who are struggling. And that is a very real issue of our times, man. And Atomic Terror will be on the bill along with, you got to help me with that one band. I can't read their logo. Against the
Raging Tide.
Against the Raging Tide with Gamma Knife, New World Sinner, and Pitch Black Mass. There's a variety of heavy metal styles, but 5 bands for $10 or $15, depending on whether you bring canned food as a donation or not. But a good time for a good cause. Show up, headbang, and help out people in need. We dig it, right?
Bring the canned food.
Man.
Be a good one.
Man.
Be a good...
Yeah.
Be a good one.
yeah, that's about all it. This is our second to last show of the year. No, is this the last one of the year?
No, it's the second last.
Second to last? I can't calendar.
Yep.
That's right.
Next
we'll
one
have.
should be 29.
That's right. We'll have one more before the year's out. So okay, never mind. I'll save my New Year's whatever bull crap for later. But I don't even know what I was gonna say. So all that was off the cuff, like much of what we do here. But that's cool. Chase, why don't you hit us with the sign off, baby?
All right. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and from the very bottom of our hearts, Happy Christmas!
Happy Christmas to you, from all of us to all of you.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night and have a Merry Christmas, everybody.